We are live. How's it going, guys? Welcome to China's Red Line. I hope you're all having a fantastic day or morning if you're in Taiwan, very early in the morning. Anyway, welcome to the live stream. I can already see there are a few of you guys in the chat. I can see Headley, Mike, Barry. I think that's all I see so far. Anyway, it doesn't matter. We'll keep plugging away and we'll see if more people show up. But I think we've got quite an interesting one. I say that every week. I mean, I'm not exactly going to sit here and say, oh, today's live stream is going to suck. You better just switch off now. So, anyway, without further ado, I'm just going to load up my screen and we are going to begin. Now, hopefully, this is going to play. Yay! You should see a black screen right now, but don't worry, that's going to change very soon. Okay, so first of all, yay! So, once again, you've got a lot of lame propaganda coming out of China where they're talking about how amazing their robots are. And they've been showcasing their robots to the whole world recently with this Beijing robot marathon. They're getting robots apparently to compete against humans in a running race, and they're showing off these robots. But yeah, it's just a massive disaster from what I've seen. And we're just going to show you a few of the clips from that just so you can see how terrible these robots actually are. Okay. And remember, they're trying to sell this as a win, but it's definitely not a win. It's actually just a shit show, if I'm going to be honest with you. So have a look, because it is pathetic. And yes, I did put clown music over the top of it. I did have to edit this. Didn't even make it over the starting line. Oh my god. And is this a comedy? I'm sorry, is this a comedy film or something? Because they're coming out with a stretcher to take away this robot. It's like some weird parody, isn't it? Ridiculous.
是这个帮派，你看啊，前面已经有人在这帮派上栽跟头了啊！走过这个线吧。
All right, what have we got here? Whoa! Oh, he's had one too many. And he just has a fit on the floor. Face plan. Straight down. Boom! Ah. Oh my god. Ah. He doesn't know what he's doing. This one looks. Nope, he just ran into the sign. I was going to say this one looks okay. To the side as well. What is that one doing? It's drunk. I just love the way they sort of like. It looks like they try to balance themselves, but they just end up going arse over head, arse over heels.
That is why you fail.
That is indeed why you fail. I just hate it how a lot of people fall for this bullshit, and you see, just keep seeing people reposting like how amazing China's robots are all over social media, like Instagram. I see it all the time on my Instagram feed, and I always comment on it saying these robots are just absolute garbage. And the fact is that they make out that these things are autonomous and they can think for themselves, and it's like artificial intelligence, but actually it's just some cheap toy with a remote control. That you often don't see the guy controlling it because he's hiding the remote control behind his back. But these things are absolute garbage. And if you ever see a propaganda post on social media, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, whatever, please write a comment under it saying these things are trash because they're just absolute garbage. We need to call it out. I'm sick of it. I am absolutely sick of seeing it. Okay, so there is a mega embassy update that I just wanted to share with you. I read this article from Sky News. Now, I'm not a huge fan of Sky News, but at least they're reporting about it. So I'm just going to give you the general gist of the article, and then you can probably go and have a read of it. But so we have an update anyway. So this is what the residents are dealing with right now, and I think that it should concern all of us. So if you don't know what the mega embassy is, there's a site in London and it's called Royal Mint Court. Back in 2008, it was bought by China to turn into what we're all calling a mega embassy, a super embassy. Now, here's the worrying part. So, on the site of the mega embassy, the site that China owns, they own this area. There are about 100 apartment buildings, 100 flats on this site with people who have been living there for years and years and years. And they've been living there this whole time that it was sold to China. But during a recent court case, it came out the government didn't actually deny that this land could already count as diplomatic territory. Seriously, and if it's true, it changes everything because diplomatic land is what is called inviolable. That means British police, okay, this means that the police, fire services, ambulances, they can't enter if there's an emergency because they need permission from the embassy. Just think about that. You could be living in your own flat in London, and then in an emergency, the services can't even come and help you without approval from the CCP in this case. Wow, it's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous. So the residents, they're complaining that they haven't been properly told about this. And they've now launched a legal challenge because they're trying to get answers and clarity on what's actually going on. And this just isn't just about a technicality. This is about transparency, safety, and to be frank with you guys, it's about sovereignty. On top of that, the embassy itself is set to be huge. People close by, I mean, I'm sure you've seen my live streams. I've interviewed some of the people. They're really worried about the increased security, the disruption that it'll cause, protests, and what it means long term for this area. So, anyway, this isn't just some stupid fringe concern. Even at government level, there's already been questions raised about security risks around a site like this. So even the government have raised questions. The former government, the Conservative government, they even blocked it. So the big question is, how the hell has it got to this point where people might be living on a land with special diplomatic status for years and they didn't even know about it? That's why this is important, guys, not just for the people living there, but for what it says about how decisions like this are being handled in this country, in the UK. So, anyway, I'll be keeping my eye on it. Obviously, I've been covering this mega embassy since it started. And yeah, it isn't over yet. It isn't over yet. So, hopefully, we'll get some more protests on the go. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think about this. Would you be comfortable living somewhere where emergency services might need permission to reach you? You can't even get help. You can't even get the police around, the fire service, an ambulance if you're sick. Oh man, it's absolute insanity. It really is. So anyway, let's keep our eye on this and see what happens. But I think the court case, the actual judiciary review, is going to be happening in June or July, I believe. So let's wait. I'm waiting with bated breath for the outcome of this. I don't know what's going to happen, but I'll tell you what, it's exciting stuff. Anyway, let's move on.
现在在上
Okay, I came across this clip, and it's a gentleman in Shanghai. Let's just play it.
海最大的步行街，让我们看看当地环卫工人的时薪、购买力。没开的。 你一个月多少钱？5000块，包吃住吗？有休息吗？一个礼拜休一天，5000，一多久？8个小时。在上海最繁华的步行街，如果普通行业的薪资为5000元，就要做6休1，每天至少8小时左右，合计下来时薪每小时约为24元。
Okay, so he was talking to a cleaner in Shanghai. I believe it's on Nanjing Street, Walking Street, right? This guy works 6 days on, then he has a day off. He gets 5,000 yuan a month. Okay, that's about 24 yuan an hour. So 5,000 yuan a month probably works out to about £500. That's not a lot of money, right? When you consider China doesn't have free healthcare, a lot of things aren't exactly cheap in China, especially in Shanghai. I mean, the rent alone would be more than 5,000 yuan a month, right? That's insane that this guy's making this. He's making 24 yuan an hour, which 24 yuan, probably about £2 something, £2, so $3 or something an hour. That is absolutely shocking. That is shite. That is a shit wage. And you've got these shills making out that people in China are making a lot of money, you know. And it's one of those things, you know, it's just about as capitalist as anywhere else, except the government can completely shaft you as well. They can just completely screw you up. And you've got a huge divide between the rich and the poor. You've got these street cleaners. Quite often, these street cleaners are elderly people who should be retired at this point, but they're having to clean up people's shit for $3 per hour. They can barely make enough to live. And this is the situation that we have in China now. So next time you hear one of those dumb shills telling you about, you know, like China's rise, and if you even if you go onto Google and you type in what's the average monthly salary in China, it's a load of bullshit lies. Next time you hear that, you just send them here, man. We'll deal with them. Yes, Wheezy, you are correct. Shanghai is very expensive. Very expensive. For China, it is the most expensive place in China. It is crazy how pricey that place can be. Oh my God, we've got this idiot again, this absolute idiot who keeps embarrassing herself. This is Taiwan's opposition leader for the Kuomintang, for the KMT, Chung Li-wen, and she just keeps embarrassing herself. Now, if you don't know, the KMT are the more pro-China party in Taiwan. Thankfully, they're not in control of the government, although they still have a huge influence right now. And this woman, Chung Li-wen, is the leader of the party. She just keeps embarrassing herself. She went to China to visit Xi Jinping, humiliated herself there, and now she's back in Taiwan talking about how amazing China's textbooks are for their students. Let's see what she says. This is just embarrassing.
我把他们所有的教科书通通搬回来了，我看了他们的物理、数学、化学教科书，因为我跟你讲，他教科书写的太好了，太活泼了，然后把全世界，你不要看他们绝对不是只有局限于中国，他们把全世界有关于物理，譬如说是有关于物理，全世界重要的整个物理发展、科技发展过程当中的这些思想的大师代表性，都化为非常生活化、活泼的课文，一课一课的，很好看的教材编得很精彩耶。
Okay, I had to pause it on her stupid, goofy face there. That is hilarious. And yeah, so she's saying about how amazing the students' textbooks are in China. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Taiwan are going to be so envious of China's textbooks, right? Yeah.
我觉得这个应该才是两岸应该要交流学习的地方吧。
Okay, here is just an example of a student's textbook in China, right? First of all, the front cover, you have a student holding the communist flag. Okay, so we can already tell what this is going to be about, can't we? And you got a photo of Daddy Xi Jinping. All right, have a look. So October, in this, the text says October 1st is our national day. On this day, people across the country celebrate the birthday of our motherland and wish our country prosperity and strength. On October the 1st, 2019, Grandpa Xi, they're calling him Grandpa Xi Jinping, and more than 200,000 soldiers and civilians celebrated the 70th anniversary of the founding of the People's Republic of China in Tiananmen Square. Sure, okay, that's fine, right? That's fine. And then you've got this, which I have translated. I've taken the time. And it's talking about when students first put on their red scarves and sang the anthem of the young pioneers of China, they all felt proud and honored. Do you remember the induction ceremony? Let's first listen to the story of Grandpa Xi Jinping's induction. Relive the join-in ceremony with your classmates and share your unforgettable moments from when you joined the young pioneers. In 2014, Grandpa Xi Jinping visited the Haidan District Ethnic Primary School in Beijing and told the students his story of joining the young pioneers. I started school in 1959 and joined the young pioneers in 1960. Because I was a little young, I wasn't in the first batch. I even cried at the time. I remember my heart was pounding and I was very excited when I joined the young pioneers. Oh, God. Grandpa Xi Jinping then asked the students, "Do you have the feeling?" The children replied, "Yes." "Why is that?" "Because it's an honor," Grandpa Xi Jinping said solemnly. Oh my God. The young pioneers basically brainwashing young students to be commie arse lickers. And this is a textbook in China. And this is this Chung Li Wen, whatever the hell her name is. Chun Li from Street Fighter 2, whatever the fuck her name is. I don't even care. She's so insignificant and irrelevant. She's just an embarrassment. But her saying that Taiwanese people should be envious of China's textbooks, that's a joke, man. That is an absolute joke. I'm pretty sure that Taiwan's textbooks don't have a pledge allegiance to the excuse me, pledge allegiance to the Democratic Progressive Party. But I'm pretty sure if the Kuomintang took over, they probably changed those textbooks to make them pledge allegiance to the ruling party or some stupid thing like that. Right, let's get on to this because this is stupid and very annoying. So I came across this clip and I ran it through my translation software. And I thought it was just useful for you guys to see this. This is how Chinese people behave when they go to Taiwan. Obviously, not all of them, by the way. So, but this is a typical nationalist from China, a little pink, as we like to call them. This is how she is behaving and trying to show off to her nationalist audience in China, which is just dumb, okay? The first thing I just want to point out quickly is she's holding a bunch of. Is she holding? Yeah, okay. So she's actually holding some new Taiwanese dollars, which to me it kind of shows. Already that shows that Taiwan is not a part of China because they have a separate currency, right? Anyway, sorry, I just wanted to take that back. Oops, went too far. Never mind. Luckily, this flashes by pretty quick. Okay. Pause. God. All right. First of all, I just want to explain it and then we'll watch it. Okay. So this lady is called Yingjie the Shangang Shenghua. So Sister Ying's Hong Kong life. She filmed numerous videos of promoting unity and resistance during her trip to Taiwan. She repeatedly claimed that a lot of Taiwanese people support Taiwan as part of China. She filmed a lot of people on the street, which I don't have a problem with, but maybe these people might have a problem with being used in her videos. I can't really talk about that. I can't really critique that because I do similar things. I film people on the streets with my videos. But she filmed a couple. And I think there was like one parent scolding their child. And she said that this is like the relationship between China and Taiwan, meaning that the Chinese parents will always scold their disobedient Taiwanese children while worrying endlessly about their future. It's so ridiculous. She also complains that Taiwan is filled with Japanese culture, she points to crowds queuing up to attend Japanese anime show. It's set in a Japanese style, and she angrily denounces the people as old meow people, which is a derogatory term used by Chinese people to refer to the Japanese Prime Minister Sane Takichi. Okay. She's really ridiculous. We need to just watch it, actually, instead of me going through blow by blow.
这个司机我给了他40块钱小费，开心开心的杂货铺，随便一个纸巾就是。
She's complaining about the cost of tissues, 89 Taiwanese dollars, which is not a lot of money, guys.
89台币，刷马桶的刷子也是那么贵，一个夏天拿着的风扇就549台币，盗版大几十，你们看在这边没钱也是生活不起的。吵架，吵完又和好了，相爱相杀的，等于我们跟弯弯一样，我们爱他们。但是又忍不住骂他们。他们多么的喜欢日本文化，这是在排队不知道看一个什么日本动漫的一个场景。号称台北的文创中心，到处都是日本文化啊，有，而且非常的受欢迎。你们看这人，高师扫描都那个鬼样子，还有那么多人喜欢他们的那些文化。这顶全部聚酯纤维的帽子，产自大陆。这个304不锈钢杯子很普通的。这个产地都是写中国，有的商家其实要留意一下，你赚钱是一回事，但是你立场得坚定。你写个中国。
So she's complaining about she's talking about how some of the things there are made in China. Yeah, no shit. Almost everything's made in China. All this cheap shit.
大陆不行吗？为什么要写中国？我不喜欢这个。越观察、越接触、越了解，就越有不忍心的感觉。
So she says she feels bad for them. You feel bad for them. You come from a country where freedom of speech is it's not even a thing. You're not even allowed to criticize the ruling party. You're not allowed to talk about societal problems. And then you go to Taiwan and you use their freedom of speech against them. This is really disgusting stuff, guys.
你们明白吗？有旁观。
No, I don't mean by. I don't understand. I really don't understand what you're talking about. My God, this is hilarious. She goes to Taiwan, she starts using her freedom of speech. You know, they're all the same, right? These pinks, these little pinks, when they go to a foreign country, they start using their freedom of speech. As soon as they go back to China, man, they shit their pants, don't they? And they can't handle it. They can't say anything. They just completely toe the party line. It's actually rather pathetic when you think about it.
才知道他们入了那个局，当局者就是民。统一以后，我们的任务任重而道远。
Okay, after reunification, our task will be long and difficult.
刚才遇到了那个的士司机。
So our task will be difficult after reunification. Man. This is, oh God, this just really, really makes me go nuts. Go nuts. And she says it's going to be a long and arduous process.
他居然不敢发表立场，他说每个人的想法都不一样，但是他很热情，跟我们聊天，我给了他40块钱小费。我
What an idiot.
对台湾同胞是很友好的，他不知道高德地图厉不厉害，我现场导给他看，精准到。
Okay, sorry, I need to listen to that laugh again.
看，
That needs to be a sound.
高德地图厉不厉害，我现场导给他看。精准到每一分、每一秒、每一寸。我说我们乡下一个石头变了，高德都知道。在台湾，高德地球在导航，执行滚动。台湾101，建议大家都来看一下。
She's at Taipei 101 now.
到现在为止，它仍然是全台。
And she's mocking it because it's still the pride of all Taiwanese people. In fact, you know, it's just one of the most famous buildings in the world, isn't it? Taipei 101. Everybody knows Taipei 101.
台湾人的骄傲，虽然它现在排名中国
And she says, even though it's now ranked 5th tallest in
第
China
5，全球第10。
and 11th in the world, I mean, you know what? That's still pretty impressive, right? Considering that building, was it built in the early 2000s?
11名建筑，20多年前它已经建好了。有的台湾人他的眼睛放在头顶，就像我们现在一样，我们有了东风航母、北斗卫星之
Talking about these Chinese
后，
satellites.
也会有这种感觉。今天有点小感触，我看到台湾人那么喜欢
I saw how much Taiwanese people love Japanese culture.
日本文化，甚至我在排队的时候吃
That's because Japan has really great soft power because they don't have some shitty authoritarian government controlling everything.
饭的时候，我的旁边那些年轻人都好几次听到他们要去日本，有一点发酸。为什么不是来大陆？我就会
Why not come to the mainland? I mean, honestly, hands up if you would rather go to China than Japan. Oh, look, nobody put their hand up. Yeah, nobody wants to go to China over
把
Japan.
这笔账记到赖赖的头上，因为
And Lai Ching there is responsible
上梁不正下梁歪，赖赖多次媚日行为
because he's
和言
pro-Japan.
论，特别是现在
No, I'm sorry, but just because your prime minister is pro another country doesn't mean you will be. Because in Taiwan, people have independent thought. They're allowed to think for themselves. They don't just have to follow what their leader says, unlike China, right? Where you have to go along with whatever Xi Jinping says. Otherwise, you're screwed.
高士在国际上表现出如此丑陋的样子，但凡你有一点点尊严，有一点点是非的，都会躲开这个女人远一点吧，会以跟这个女人沾上一点点边为耻。但是他们仍然好像以去日本为荣。说严重一点，其实这些孩子就是不分是非黑白，不懂礼义廉耻，属于三观不正。所以统一以后，我们还有很长的教育路要。
Okay, so yeah, it's just awful stuff, right? And it's funny, you know, like, because she's allowed to express herself in Taiwan, but as soon as she goes back to China, she's not allowed to do that. And she knows it. And she's purposefully, you know, trying to appeal to some nationalist audience over there because that's all she can do. And it's rather a sad and pathetic existence. So she was absolutely furious, by the way, this woman, because she learned that her videos on Douyin had been reported to the immigration agency by a large number of Taiwanese people. And later on, she actually filmed a video denouncing the Taiwanese pro-independence individuals for maliciously smearing her. And she emphasized, and she said, she had the cheek to say that she's just an ordinary citizen, and the content she filmed during her trip to Taiwan was just daily tourism and had nothing to do with politics. Yeah, right. Why are they always like this? They just deny. They just, you know, like, she's on video behaving like this, and then she just point blank denies it. It's just some real, just fucking galaxy brain shit from her. She also said that she's never going to delete these videos because she doesn't want to bow to the evil forces that harm her. And she stressed that Taiwan's ability to enjoy a peaceful and stable life over the past few decades was entirely to the growing strength of the Chinese Communist Party. Oh, man. She is just, yeah, she's insane, isn't she? This woman is just seriously demented, and we do not need to watch anymore. Okay, so we had a dog meat restaurant. Well, not even a dog meat restaurant. We had a guy selling dog meat on the streets of China cited. I just wanted to talk about that quickly. You can see on his little sign there, hold on. On the sign there, it says go row, which means dog meat. And he's selling it in a little pot. And the disturbing thing about this clip is there's actually a dog running around next to it. And if you see the map on the right, these are all of the dog meat restaurants that come up when you search for dog meat restaurant on Baidu Maps, which is China's shitty version of Google Maps that they ripped off. But look, you'll see all of these dog meat restaurants. And look at that dog running around the dog meat. Man, you don't know, but they're serving up one of your brothers, one of your sisters. The dog has no idea. Oh my god. Yeah. So the next time somebody tells you that people in China don't eat dog, well, I mean, look at all of those restaurants there. There's like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of them, thousands of them, tens of thousands, tens of hundreds of thousands of dog meat restaurants in China. They eat dog in China. A lot of people eat dog in China. There are dog meat restaurants all over the country. If they say they don't eat dog, they're talking out of their ass. Okay, next. Right. Yeah, I forgot about this one. Okay, so they have Lu Xiyuan, who is the mayor of Taichung in Taiwan. Um, I used to live in Taichung. Okay, so this is the mayor of Taichung. So this is a post from somebody that I follow on Twitter, and they say Lu Xiyuan's Taichung Tourism Bureau is running ads for Taichung tourism in Seoul and Busan, South Korea. The image below is from Busan's whatever park. I have no issue with running the ads, but what country is called, and he's written like some phonetics, Chinese Taipei, which means Chinese Taipei. Huh? In international competitions, because of China's glass-hearted sensitivity, it can only be renamed Chinese Taipei. Hey, Taichung Tourism Bureau, what's the move here spending taxpayers' money on ads that self-deprecate like this? I've never seen anything so pathetic. So let's see what he's talking about. So this is a advertisement to go and travel to Taichung in Taiwan on a billboard in Korea, in a park somewhere in South Korea. And it says Chinese Taipei, Taichung is the English. What the hell? Why did they need to include Chinese Taipei? They've actually paid money to advertise there in South Korea. They don't need to be calling themselves Chinese Taipei in this situation. Why can't it just say Taiwan? That is just it's just stupid, man. But I just thought I wanted to show you guys that because even abroad, Taiwan is sometimes made to self-censor like this. And it's actually quite pathetic and feeble. And if I saw this in the UK, I would try and rip that poster down, to be honest with you, or like write Taiwan on it instead of Chinese Taipei. So dumb. All right, the next one, and this is again, this is freaking disturbing stuff, you know. And we're not saying that everybody in China is like this, by the way. We're not generalizing here. You know, there's good and bad people in China, but unfortunately, a lot of people in China are unable to speak the truth because of the way their government is, and they quite often parrot the stupid narrative that their government's given them because they don't have any other option. They have to do it. They have no choice, right? They can in privacy, yeah, maybe they can criticize the government, but even in that case, it's kind of hard to do it because there might be some snitch around. So you kind of have to just parrot the government's propaganda, no matter what situation you're in China. It's just the way it is, okay? So this this is some Ukrainian family that live in China, and they let their child go out shopping on his own, which I think is a bit weird anyway. Like, I would not be letting my, I guess this kid is like, he's probably about 8 years old by the looks of things. He's not old. And they let him go out to shops on his own. And I guess that could be used as propaganda for how safe it is in China, right? But I think it's just foolish doing that because this kid could seriously get into some bad situations in China. There are a lot of like child kidnapping gangs in China, that kind of thing. So it's actually quite dangerous. So let's just see what happens when this kid goes out to the supermarket.
Bye-bye.
Okay, he's 9. Goes out shopping in China by.
Thank you.
I usually don't worry about him going anywhere alone because
It's team buns.
it's very safe here and people are so nice and helpful. But
Come on, come on, come on.
okay, I'm gonna have to make that bigger. I cannot see that. Okay, what I just heard from a video on his body camera makes me think.
Come on, come on, come on.
Should I let him continue
Let's
doing this?
buy something.
Okay, so here's what happened. So he's out. There's some old geezer says, "Where are you from?"
乌克兰的。
So he's like, Ukraine, which is Ukraine. Ukraine, and you live in Shanghai?
上海定居啊？啊？
Yeah.
在上海住。
乌克兰现在在打。
Do you know that Ukraine is currently at war? The fuck would you start talking to a child like that?
打仗你知道吧？
知道。
啊？
He knows. Of course he fucking knows.
知道。
打不过俄罗斯。
And he says, cannot beat Russia anyway. You cannot beat Russia.
跟人家打败了。
They already lost. They already lost. Last time I checked, Russia were losing pretty badly.
你是乌
Where do you live in Ukraine? In the
克
capital?
兰什么地方？基辅啊？啊？
对。
哪里啊？
对的。
基辅啊？
对。
This kid is just like, shit, man, I gotta get away from this guy. Actually, we don't live in the capital. So they don't live there. The kid just said yes. He just wants to get away from this guy. He just walked away to keep his distance. Okay, and then you hear this old man speaking to somebody else. Says he's Ukrainian. He says Wukalan Xiaogui, which means like Ukrainian devil, Ukrainian monster. They've like translated it as Ukrainian punk, Ukrainian little ghost, little monster. Okay, that is shocking. That is shocking. He was still saying something, but I couldn't understand exactly what. Probably saying something vile and disgusting. Being a parent means constantly questioning your own decisions.
Let's try it.
I love how independent my child is. This honestly, this is bad parenting, letting him go out on his own like that. And these little journeys help encourage that. But I think this time it was a bit intense. Yeah, no shit. What do you think? I'll tell you what I think. You shouldn't be letting your 9-year-old child go to the supermarket on his own in China, where there are people who kidnap children all over the place. It's not that safe, is it? Even if he has got a camera on him, I'm sorry, but if your child does go missing or does get kidnapped, there's absolutely nothing you can do about it as a foreigner in China. You have absolutely no power whatsoever. I think this family should leave China ASAP. Yeah. And I think that's rather sick and disgusting. This man talking about politics to a 9-year-old boy, telling him that his country that he's had to flee from is going to lose and is going to get beat by Russia. I think this old man needs to seriously think about what he says next time, because that is horrible. That is some horrible stuff. Okay, I got a couple more clips and then we are done and dusted, guys. This one, okay, is hilarious. So, oh, what can I steal here? Oh, I'll take this cover over this manhole in the road. Oh, yeah, let's take this manhole cover, put it in our truck. But at least he has the decency to put something down there to show people that there's a massive hole there, right? But yeah, he stole the manhole cover, but he kind of redeemed it a bit by at least putting something there to warn people. I guess he's a thoughtful thief, at least, right? But why the hell is he stealing a manhole cover? Is this like back in Mao Zedong's Cultural Revolution, where he's taking it probably to burn the steel to melt it into steel and then sell that steel or something? I don't know, but it's just weird. And the next one, yeah, okay. This is something that you see quite often in China. Taxi drivers just pulling over and peeing out of the car. In fact, at one time I wrote a little kind of story about my daily walk to work in China. I can't remember if it's on this channel still, but yeah, you'll see that a lot of the time these taxi drivers, they just pull over anywhere, open the door and just start pissing in the middle of the street, and they barely cover it up, like they just whap their pecker out and just start peeing everywhere. You see it a lot all over the place in China, and here is some video evidence of it. Taxi driver just urinated in a very busy road as well. Look, loads of cars going past inside of the road, like nothing. It's like he's at the public toilet, urinal, taking a leak. Oh my god! I mean, if you gotta go, you gotta go. But I suggest bringing a bottle in the taxi with you, pulling over, and just peeing into the bottle. Empty it out a bit later on, maybe. If you're gonna do it, probably do it like that. It's better than just whipping your junk out on the middle of the road so everyone can see it. It sucks, guys. It sucks. And yeah, like, again, the shills will tell you that China is this utopia where, like the streets are clean and it's just like you can eat your food off of the street because it's so clean. But yeah, you better watch out for that taxi driver's piss, is what I'm saying. Anyway, guys, that is all we have time for today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's stream. We'll be back again next week with another one. So make sure you come along next week and join me. We do it every single Monday at 8 o'clock p.m. GMT, whatever time that is where you are. Just make sure you keep a note of it. Come and join me. We usually have a good laugh here. So thank you so much. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye for now. Yeah, we're still here, by the way. I'm going to just check the chat now, which is what I usually do. I don't even know if I'm going to cut it these days. I might just leave it in because, yeah, it's just kind of no point in cutting it, really, is there? So, wow, yeah. Let me just check the chat. Okay, yeah, you've been chatting quite a lot. Excuse me. Man, my throat is dry from all of this talking. Let's see. Ukrainian people probably aren't aware how dangerous China is. I don't know about that. I think you would be aware of it. Just common sense, Yes, he did. He stepped in his own piss, in his puddle of piss. Yeah. Quite disgusting, really, isn't it? Once again, Wheezy Squeezebox is talking about somebody that I have absolutely no idea. What is it? Star of Till the End of the Moon. Yeah, dude, I'm probably not going to watch it, dude. I'm not really into that sort of thing, but anyone else in the chat might be interested in it. So yeah, I guess they can check it out, dude. I gotta rewatch. I'll tell you what, I'll just play it now for you, my man. Let me get it back to that clip. Here you go.
就这个帮块，你看啊，前面已经有人在这帮块上栽跟头了啊！我走过这个线了。
I love the way they stumble around. Oh. I think the next one is my favorite. It's trying to be so graceful. Yeah, this one. Look.
That is why you fail.
Okay, is that all right for you, Mike? You've seen it now. I have a few public pissing videos, not me, from China, stories from China. Yeah, dude, I've seen it quite a lot as well, man. Not good. I remember there was like some woman at an airport let her kid pee all over the floor at the airport, and it was like, man, there's a freaking toilet just a couple of minutes walk. Why are you doing that? Like, ridiculous. Little kids take the subway alone in Japan. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing, right? They'd probably be all right doing it. And yeah, I think maybe in London, you know, you have like kids who go to school on the public transport. So yeah, it is a thing. It is a thing. But I don't think, you know, I would just send my 9-year-old son to the supermarket on their own in a big city or in a foreign country or something. I just don't think I would be doing that. Let's see. I did that in a 100-meter sprint. I competed in school. Obviously, it was very embarrassing. I didn't fall to bits, though. I'm just picturing it now, man. Those robots are tofu drag robots, falling to pieces when they fall. They really are, yeah. They crumble to pieces. It's almost like they've got like a self-destruct button or a disintegrator. You know, they're like shit. They feel so embarrassed that they literally just implode in on themselves. Too funny. Yeah, it is. I wonder how much money they waste on that. You're welcome, dude. Most things are tofu drags the CCP China, except the CCP. Even their tofu drags, man, they don't last forever. I saw a woman encourage her kid to piss on the floor of the high-speed rail station waiting room in Shanghai. The toilet was a few meters away. Yeah, that's the same situation that I saw at an airport. Gross, dude. Gross. Yeah, man. You should start your own live stream, dude. Like, you've got plenty of experience and stories about China and Taiwan. Why don't you do it, man? Just do a live stream every week. All you need to do is just do what I do. Sit down, watch a couple of clips, talk about it. It's not even that hard to do it, actually. Might be a good idea, dude. Something to consider on your channel, you know? Maybe a different new direction. If you don't have time for making videos, you might have time just to do like a weekly live stream or something. Even like, dude, like when I was living in Taiwan, I did live streams like all the time, walking around the streets, you know. People watch it, man. People are interested in just like you walking around the streets of Taiwan and, you know, just observing some strange things, some things that are different. Man, like my live streams got pretty popular there. Like I was getting thousands of views live. I mean, you know, like not just after the thing had been published, but like live, like there'd be thousands of people watching. Might be a good idea, dude. Something to think about. About the mega embassy, I wonder what other provision this unknown status of land offers to mess with the new owner. That's a good point, but it also gives the owners a lot of rights as well. And that's why a lot of the tenants there are afraid that they're going to be booted out by their new landlord, or not so new landlord, because since 2018, right? That's 8 years. Jesus Christ. Let's see. I was surprised in France when some guy I was walking with just whipped it out and peed against the wall. It was late at night in a small village. Yeah, dude. I mean, honestly, like I've seen it here in the UK a hell of a lot of times, especially like on a night out in the town centre on a Friday night. You do see it a lot, right? So yeah, it's just everywhere in the world does this sort of thing. It's just I couldn't imagine a taxi driver doing it here. Somebody who's on the job working. Here, it's usually people who are pissed out of their minds. Were you speaking in English? When was that? Dude, you should do live streams. Oh, yeah. You mean during the live stream was I speaking in English? Yeah, I was. Well, a bit of both, really, but it was mostly in English. Yeah. Yeah, you should do them, man. Like, screw it, dude. Like, just you need your phone, you need YouTube app, and you need a gimbal, perhaps, because yeah, I had a gimbal, like I can't even remember what it was now, but just on my phone, and it didn't even cost a lot of money, man. Like, but yeah, people love that shit. They want to see you. You go around, you grab some food, you just show people some unique, weird things, and it's all live. You don't have to edit it. It's just easy to do, man, and it's actually cool. Maybe I'll make some of those live because most of the live streams that I did now, I put them in unlisted so people can't find them on YouTube. But maybe I'll make some of them unlisted, some of the best ones, and you'll see what I mean. But yeah, they got really popular on the job. Yeah, on the job or taking a jobby. Yes, mate. Yeah, I think I got it in the end, didn't I? You were talking about the live stream. Yeah, they were in English mostly. I've been using my GoPro for recent live streams. Yeah, that's good enough, man. That's good enough too. I was just using my phone back in the day. Thinking about buying a new camera, guys. I am thinking about buying a new camera. I don't know. I want to get a decent camera to, just to get some really good, clean footage. Because the footage in my videos is shite. I know it looks pish. So I need a really good camera. I'm thinking about getting the Nikon ZR. It's like a cinema camera. It just costs a little bit of money, so I need to seriously think about whether it will be useful or not. I live streamed once while I was driving and someone watched. Talk about boring. I don't know, man. I would watch that. I'd check that out. Mike driving around live stream. Yeah, sounds interesting. Yeah, I mean, like the live streams that I used to do in Taiwan I would literally just go to the park and walk around. I would just find something interesting and just live stream at night. I'd make it interactive as well. I'd be like, okay, guys, do you want me to go this way or this way? If you want to go this way, write number 1. If you want to go that way, write number 2. And then I'd count the votes and I'd go different ways. Okay, if you want me to do this, vote now. If you want me to go and eat this or whatever, it's actually quite interesting. And yeah, if I was in Taiwan right now, I would be doing those live streams again because they were interesting. The camera will be cheap compared to the lenses. Well, here's the thing. This camera is like almost £2,000 on its own with no lens. And then the lens is, God, you're talking like £1,000, maybe a little bit more. Yeah, I might do it, I might do it, but I don't think I'll do it just yet because yeah, we just, it's the end of the tax year here in the UK, so I've had to pay my taxes, which is freaking annoying. But yeah, when I've sort of like saved a bit more, then I'll probably do it. Some of the best entertainment currently being produced is coming out of China, believe it or not, and you can watch it for free on YouTube. Great way to improve your Mandarin. Yeah, honestly though, I wouldn't want to like learn Mandarin from a Chinese show. I want to sort of like learn Taiwanese Mandarin. I want to learn how. I like the way people in Taiwan sound when they speak Mandarin as well. I really like the Taiwanese accent, so yeah, I'd much rather learn from a Taiwanese show. And there's a lot of good movies on YouTube from Taiwan that you can check out. Proper cameras are a bit heavy, indeed. Self-vlogging with a big pro camera is tiring on the arm. Sure, it is, but I just think that the footage that it'll take would be just way better and make give my videos a better production quality. Anyway, I used to be into Canon EF system. Yeah, I mean, I've always been shooting with Nikon, however you say it. I was eventually going to move over to Sony because they do make some of the best cameras, but this new Nikon one looks really good, and I might have to get it because I've always been a Nikon kind of guy. Do they speak Mandarin or Cantonese? They speak Mandarin in Taiwan. And it sounds lovely. I love the way Taiwanese people speak Mandarin. I love the accent. Right, like in China, they like either 朋友, but in Taiwan, it's like 我的朋友. It just sounds so much nicer. I can't explain it. I just like the way it sounds. I've still got some EF lenses. Really? As long as the camera already has IBIS, unlike my Canon 90D. Give me a Taiwan movie title to watch tonight on 420, Lewis. What's 420? What's 420? I don't know what that is. But I mean, do you have Netflix? Friend. Yeah, exactly. That's just one word, but I just like the way they say it. It sounds and like Ingwen instead of Yingwen, it's like Ingwen in Taiwan. Just sounds so much nicer. So what's 420? Marijuana date. Okay, what kind of film are you into? Because there's like, God, let me just find that list. I had a list. Sorry, just give me a sec. There's one, it was like about their kids whose organs got harvested, but what was it called, man? It's a bit heavy though. It's heavy. I just need to find that name of it. I mean, but it's worth it. Yeah, Organ Child. Yeah, it's a bit heavy, but you should watch it. Organ Child. That's on Netflix. And yeah, it's definitely worth watching. You should check it out, dude. Yeah, there you go. Check out Organ Child then. Yeah, it's from 2025. And yeah, I don't really want to tell you much. And there's another horror movie that I watched from Taiwan that was kind of freaky, man. Like, yeah, this film sort of like gave me nightmares, to be honest with you. This one is called Incarnation. That's definitely worth a watch. Incantation. Sorry, God, I can't spoke right. Yeah, check out that film as well, dude. Like, there's quite a lot of actually Taiwanese films on YouTube, so yeah, it should be easy to find some. Yeah, I I shoot like every. I mean, my channel members got to see how I make videos. I've made a whole video about it for them. But yeah, I generally shoot. I used to have a, well, I still have a DSLR camera. It's a Nikon D810, but it's like over 10 years old now. So it's just, yeah, it only shoots in 1080p. It's yeah, it's an old camera, so it's just like obsolete. I might use it from time to time to take photos with, but shooting video on it is shite. So yeah, right now I just shoot on an action cam because if it gets smashed to pieces, I don't really give a shit if it gets smashed up, because I put myself into pretty risky situations every now and again. So if that camera gets smashed, if I break it, if I lose it, I'm not going to be crying. So I use that. But yeah, I would love to get a better camera just because I don't know. Yeah, I just want to add some more production quality to my videos, and that's the way to do it. Watch Till the End of the Moon, The Devil God vs. the Immortal Sex, which is a sled pulled by dragons streaking across the sky in time travel. My favorite Chinese costume drama. Okay, thanks for the recommendations, my man. Oh yeah, no, it's good enough. It is good enough. Yeah, it is. But I just think, I don't know. Maybe it's like the filmmaker in me just wants to do better, wants to have better quality. Like, I know it's just good enough, though. I know people probably don't even notice that shit, but I do. So I would just like it to be better, if that makes sense. But yeah, eventually I will invest in a better camera. I don't know. I just don't really want to spend that much money, to be honest with you. Maybe I'll do a crowdfund and just get subscribers to send money for the new camera. I can sort of like frame it as it will make the videos better, and I guess it would. Maybe that's an idea. I don't know, man. I'm not really one to be begging for money though, so I'll probably just like front the money out of my own pocket at some point. But yeah, I definitely do need a new camera at some point. Anyway, guys, I am going to go. I've got a date with Mario Kart World on the Switch 2. So yeah, I got to be playing that for a bit. Like, I'm getting better at it as well. I'm actually winning a lot of online matches now, so it's all fun. Anyway, guys, thank you so much, and yeah, I will see you all in the next one. And yes, Mike, you are correct. You are correct. We all like our gadgets, us men. Sorry, what? I never upload any videos because each video I make is okay, but I always notice some dynamic range issue or something like that I'm not happy with. Well, yeah, man. Like, you can be your own worst critic at times, and the average person wouldn't even notice that. That's the problem, dudes. Like, you just got to put it out there, man. Like, not give a fuck. If somebody notices, they notice, and then you just improve on it. That's how it works, right? Anyway, dudes, dudettes, I will see you guys in the next one, all right? Don't forget to go and check out my new video on Team Taiwan UK if you haven't already. Don't forget to like this stream for me. Let's push it in the algorithm. Let's get it going. This channel is finally getting some views. I want to keep it going, keep the momentum going. So thank you guys so much. And by the way, just quickly, 95,000 subscribers on Team Taiwan UK just happened today. We are 5,000 subscribers away from the 100,000 mark, which is awesome. So hopefully that'll happen soon. We'll see. But please go and check out my new video over on Team Taiwan UK and have yourselves an amazing morning, afternoon, evening, wherever the hell in the world you are. See you guys later. Bye for now. Bye.